president backed down from his stance, instructing the Commerce Department to acquire the data by other means. Democratic presidential candidate Senator Julian Castro had harsh words about the president's back and forth on the topic.
This is more evidence of how erratic and weak he is, because he knew from the beginning that he wasn't going to do that.
Garcia says adding the question could have a detrimental impact on the Latino community.
The intent is to have less Latinos be registered in the census so that they can skew and rig the system to maintain power.
Some LULAC attendees believe this was a ploy for media attention.
It's all the publicity game. The politicians play that game.
Now, the main LULAC event, the presidential town hall, is expected to take place in less than an hour. It will feature 4 presidential Democratic candidates. They will talk on topics like immigration and the border crisis. Reporting at the Wisconsin Center, Adriana Mendez, today's TMJ4.
Adriana, thank you. Here are the 4 Democratic presidential candidates taking part in tonight's town hall: Julian Castro, Beto O'Rourke, Senator Bernie Sanders, and Senator Elizabeth Warren. That is again due to get underway right around 6 o'clock. Right now at 5, Tropical Storm Barry continues a slow crawl across the Gulf of Mexico. Forecasters expect the storm to develop into a Category 1 hurricane by late tomorrow. A hurricane warning is just up for parts of the Louisiana coast. We could see 48 hours there of consistent heavy rainfall and otherwise waterlogged. Brian Goddard, New Orleans. Sandbags, supplies, top priorities. No voluntary or mandatory evacuations issued just yet. I guess that's the good news.
We cannot pump our way out of the water levels and the waterfalls that are expected to hit the city of New Orleans. We need you to understand this and, again, be prepared to shelter in place.
And now we go to Brian Goddard, who's keeping a close eye on this rapidly developing situation. Brian?
Yeah, Barry, now a tropical storm, 40-mile-per-hour winds, so just barely a tropical storm. Getting its act together, though. You can see a lot of rain now from the Gulf Coast to Florida all the way through Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. This is a very slow-moving storm. It's only at 5 miles per hour, and it's that slow movement that is going to cause the most trouble. This could become a very weak hurricane by early Saturday morning, right before this thing makes landfall, it looks like, along the Louisiana coastline. It's not necessarily the wind that's going to be a problem. Yeah, that's going to cause some issues. It's the slow movement and the amount of rain that they are projecting across Louisiana and parts of Mississippi. This little bullseye right here, that is 20 to 40 inches of rain. New Orleans right now looking to get at least 10 inches of rain. And a lot of times these estimates with hurricanes and tropical systems underestimate it. It's not going to be pretty the next couple of days. Back here at home, completely opposite. It's absolutely gorgeous. Racine right now, clear skies, temperatures right around 70 degrees with that lake breeze. Inland areas still enjoying right around 80. How long this nice stretch of weather can stick around and will it last through the weekend? We'll talk about that coming up.
All right, Brian, see you in a bit. Thank you. A live look now at Port Washington, as well as a reminder to download your Storm Shield app. You'll get live radar and weather updates sent right to any of your mobile devices. Perfect weather for day 1 of Bastille Days. Our Katie Crowther joining us live in the middle of all the fun down on Cathedral Square with a look at what all there is to do this weekend. Katie?
Yeah, Steve, it is already busy out here. This is a favorite of many Milwaukeeans. Tonight, thousands will gather here to storm the Bastille. That's a 5K, and it begins at 9 p.m. But so far today, it's really been just about first getting in the French spirit.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, give them a shake. Woo!
This group, who's mastered the quintessential French dance, comes from Dayton, Ohio every year.
We love coming to Milwaukee. This is the largest Bastille Day festival in the country, and it's very exciting to be part of it, especially for over a decade now, and Milwaukee is always very welcoming to us.
Then, just steps away, a street performer swallowed a sword.
I love the performers, the wire walkers, and then the guy doing magic and performing for the kids.
There's that feeling of being in France, in Paris. It's a street thing. I love it.
Possibly the most to love is what's to eat. Beignets, creme brulee, and baguettes, just to name a few.
It's amazing. Like this French bread, you got to get it.
To wash it all down, there's French champagne and wine. Even dogs are decked out to enjoy. So, but I will tell you, by far, the thing that people most are excited for this year, most talking about, is the hop runs right through here. It's called For Bastille Days. It's been named Le Hop, very French. But it got a little too busy over there, so we are not over there right now. But as you can see, lots of vendors out here. Lots to do. There's going to be a Kids Day on Saturday. There's performances and a Mardi Gras theme festival throughout the night tomorrow night. So, I mean, really, live music, you can't go wrong. So come on down. Parking might be a little tough, but take La Hop, get down here, and enjoy. Steve, back to you.
Carbo load on some baguette and then run a 5K. Katie Crowther, thank you. As always, a lot happening in Milwaukee this summer, including Bastille Days. We have it all at our website. Go to tmj4.com/rockstarsummer. Still ahead on Live at 5, some news that might have you curbing your appetite for guacamole. And we know they're bad for your waistline. Now, alarming evidence that sugary drinks could lead to something a lot more serious than that. Dozens of passengers injured today when their Air Canada flight ran into severe turbulence over the Pacific. That plane on its way to Australia, it was diverted to Honolulu.
It just seemed that the plane just sank and then flew up. The lady in front of us, I don't think she had her seatbelt on. She hit the ceiling.
That's something. No word yet on just how badly any of those injured passengers were hurt. Consumer news now. You might want to curb your craving for guacamole for just a little while. Wholesale prices for avocados have exploded. Those that come from Mexico now cost a whopping 129% more. Most of that is being passed on to shoppers. Analysts blame a spike in global demand and a seasonal dip in production, both in Mexico and California. Prices forecast to come down in about a month. It's become a dominant force in retail by offering everyday items at rock bottom prices. Now Dollar General turning to a new strategy to boost sales, expanding into home furnishings, kitchenware, and party supplies. The plan here, attract wealthier customers while still getting its budget-conscious shoppers to spend a little bit more. For your health now, a possible link between sugary drinks and cancer. A study has linked drinking just a small glass of a sugary drink every day to an 18% increase in overall cancer risk, a 22% increase in a risk for breast cancer. Researchers say sugar in sodas and fruit juice could affect the fat that's stored around vital organs and also cause inflammation. A new report for the Centers for Disease Control finds a lot of people are being exposed to secondhand smoke while they're at work. Here are the numbers. Nearly 20% of non-smoking employees report they've been exposed to secondhand smoke at the workplace. 10% say they were exposed at least twice a week. Those working in industries with outdoor workplaces like construction had the highest rates of exposure. That is a serious wind right there. This is from Texas, where the storm system that's bringing that potential hurricane to the Gulf Coast continues to soak the region. Lightning strikes from that system responsible for a number of house fires across the northern part of that state. Storm Team 4 time now. A nice breath of fresh, cooler air today. The weather, as they would say chouette. If you're heading down to Bastille Days. Brian Goddard looks ahead to the weekend in your Storm Team forecast after this. Hey, when you're hot, you're hot. Surveillance video captures a family of raccoons going for a dip in a kiddie pool. This is just outside of Wisconsin Dells. A total of 7 raccoons seen scurrying around. A couple of them, cool off in the filled up swimming pool. They're adorable until they're ripping your garbage cans open at 2 in the morning. Time now for the latest on the weather. Brian Goddard is here with the Storm Team forecast. Brian. I
see a new business venture here in the Dells. A raccoon,
they need their own water park.
That's correct. Raccoon land or something. I like this a lot. There's a lot of them around, so we're going to make millions. 78 today after a high of 94 yesterday, all because of that front coming through last evening. If you were outdoors, probably around 5, 6 o'clock yesterday, you noticed the change, the huge drop in humidity, the wind picking up. And of course, the temperature's dropping. Look at the temperature difference, almost 25 degrees colder right now in Milwaukee than it was just 24 hours ago, about 5 to 10 degrees cooler well inland. It's 69 degrees here in Milwaukee and Racine, still holding on to 80 in Waukesha, 81 in Watertown. So that northeast breeze is light. The cooling effect is literally within a couple of miles of the lake. Sky completely clear over Waukesha in southeastern Wisconsin. There it's 75 degrees at the airport. The grilling forecast for this evening, just enjoy it. The wind is light, the sky is clear, 68 here in Milwaukee, upper 70s inland, low humidity, great night to be outdoors. All thanks in part to high pressure off to the west of us, giving us all this sunshine and a light breeze that then allowed the lake breeze to kick in. Not so pleasant down in the Gulf, though. Now we're looking at Tropical Storm Barry. Winds about 40 miles per hour, just barely a tropical storm, and could just become barely a hurricane when it makes landfall late tomorrow night. And the big problem, as I showed you earlier in the newscast, the rain, anywhere from 20 to maybe 30 plus inches of rain around Louisiana. This evening on the patio here in Milwaukee, temperatures dropping into the 60s, pretty much inland as well, as that wind will be light and the air is dry. Storm in the Bastille this evening, how about 66 degrees, low humidity and a light breeze. Boy, that is some good running weather. And I'm not a runner, but you're welcome. Current dew points in the 40s and 50s. There's going to be cold tonight in the central northern part of the state. There will be 40s for low temperatures. We're dropping into the 50s. 59 here in Milwaukee, 58 in Hartford, 58 in Fond du Lac. It'll be sunny and comfortable. The dry air continues for Friday. A little bit more humidity for Saturday. Sunday it dries out, and then we bump the humidity back up on Monday. So it's kind of a roller coaster ride with the dew points. But I can tell you it is going to be dry the next couple of days. 84 tomorrow, 81 on Saturday. Just a slight chance of rain on Sunday afternoon. Humid and 90 on Monday. And then Tuesday, a chance for some thunderstorms and 92 degrees. So really over the next 7 days, the best chance of rain, not till Tuesday. We're back after this.